Phillip Rivers reached out to the 49ers last year, midseason, apparently. I guess after Jimmy Garoppolo went down and was like, hey, I'm a Hall of Fame quarterback. Do you want me? And they were like, no. It's kind of interesting. Came out today. Now that we know how the Niners season ended with Josh Johnson put in a terrible position and Brock Purdy handing off, what do you think of this news?
It's kind of weird, man. Like, you really believe Josh Johnson, who has never made a real like NFL roster, over Phillip Rivers? Like, even if you sign Phillip Rivers, whatever, you move money around to give him more money to be your backup. Like, realistically, you have Phillip Rivers in the NFC Championship, and you probably win the damn game with Phillip Rivers. But instead, they go, "Hey, Brock Purdy is better than you right now." Like to me, Brock Purdy wasn't even better than Phillip Rivers at the point when Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt. So that's wild, but also puts kind of confidence in the Brock Purdy movement that's going on right now.
It's amazing. I mean, I guess maybe Phillip Rivers didn't want to come and be Brock Purdy's backup. But if the Niners really thought, I can't get over them thinking that Josh Johnson was the best option. And it's like, because he knew the system, because Kyle Shanahan didn't have time to teach the system to someone else. All I know is that Sean McVay made it work with Baker Mayfield. He taught him the system in 2 days. Kyle Shanahan taught Christian McCaffrey the system in 2 days. But at quarterback, the most important position, they were like, you know what, we got to go with someone who is just essentially like mentally ready to handle it, but not necessarily physically. That kills me.
To me, Grant, you know what this tells me?
What?
Kyle has a big ego that doesn't want him to win the quarterback.
I think that's it. I think that's it.
Because it literally, like you said the other day on your show with, I believe it was with Jesse, you guys were talking about how Kyle Shanahan doesn't want Trey to be the face of the offense or the face, and like kind of diminishes of who Kyle Shanahan is. Same thing goes if he wins a Super Bowl with Phillip Rivers. Well, hey, you did it with the Hall of Fame quarterback and not Jimmy.
Yeah, Phillip kind of bailed you out, didn't he? Like, what a story for Phillip. What a story for Phillip.
Like,
yeah.
When you think about it, like at the end of the day, if Kyle Shanahan was really being a head coach, he would have brought Phillip Rivers in no matter what. Really, like you're back in your QB2, but at that point, be a legit quarterback, not some dude who was playing in the XFL, AFL, wherever Josh Johnson was. Don't get me wrong, like he's a solid dude, very respectful guy. But really, as a quarterback, like, come on, man.
Yeah, with Rivers too, you could have been like, look, man, Purdy's hot. Like, there's no rush for you to play. You can come in here, learn the system, play in practice, and then if Purdy ever falters, you'll be ready, and you could step in a playoff game. And the Niners really didn't have that kind of foresight when – no, it seemed like what the Niners were hoping was, hey, Jimmy's going to come back. Jimmy's going to come back. No, he's not. You played yourself. Marco could have told you. I could have told you Jimmy wasn't coming back. Maybe he misled you. I don't know. If he did, good for Jimmy, because you had it coming for not being so easily duped. And you could have had Phillip Rivers. That's a tough one. Put salt on the wound.
And the crazy part is, though, is Grant is like, Jimmy had no reason to come back. Come back, get hurt again, lose money. Come back, play bad, lose money. Like his whole focus was get healthy, get to the free agency period, go sign with someone else. It was never to come back with the 49ers. Like, I don't get what Kyle and John kept saying. Oh, possibility. Well, I mean, possibility. Jimmy could have actually played, from what I was told, in the divisional round. Like, that was what I was told, is he could have been active during the divisional round. They decided, hey, we're not going to have him active. He decided no. Him and his camp decided no. Comes out after the fact that during the game or whatever, he told Kyle, I wish I had a helmet. You could have had one, man. Don't play that card.
But because at the same time, like, high ankle sprain's a serious injury, but Patrick Mahomes got it, and he didn't miss any games. I mean, it seems like, yeah, it's tough, but you're not playing running back. You're not playing wide receiver. The question is, like, do you want to play at 60%? Patrick Mahomes was like, there's nothing keeping me off the field. I'm still going to be the best player on the field at 60%. Jimmy apparently was like, yes, I do, but not for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, for whatever reason, he was like, I'm not doing it for you. And I get it, man. You had no guaranteed money. They're going to spit you up and throw you out. They've already tried to replace you multiple times. I have nothing against Jimmy Garoppolo. In fact, I kind of respect it. But I'm just surprised that Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch were surprised. Like, you're surprised? Anyway, you blew it. There were better options out there. I was thinking Cam Newton. No, Phillip Rivers had started playoff games, had won playoff games. Man, that's
Grant, let me ask you before you move or anything. So does this tell you something about how the 49ers view Brock Purdy in the sense of they actually believe Brock Purdy going the rest of the season no matter what to see whether what he was, or did they think that they had already had lightning in a bottle with Brock Purdy?
I think the second one. I think the Niners got way too drunk on Brock Purdy juice. I think he had a couple good games, beat Tom Brady, scored a bunch of points, and the Niners like, this is our guy. Kind of like what they did with Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, they're not the same quarterback. They're not. But it's the same reaction from the 49ers. Oh, my God, 5 good games. He's our guy. Like, just like you wrote off Trey Lance way too soon, you might be jumping in someone's bandwagon way too soon. It's been half a season. He's already got a serious injury. Chill. But I do feel like everything the Niners have done has indicated that they're all in with Brock Purdy being their future, which, again, seems like a mistake. And not that he's a mistake. Not that he's a mistake, but just putting all your eggs in one basket is a mistake. Yes. Yeah, I get
what you're saying. But so, like, the thing that's crazy is, like, the way they went about it, right? So, the Dolphins game, did they really think they had lightning in a bottle during that game? Because I'm sure that's when Phillip Rivers called. I'm guaranteed, hey, you guys just lost Jimmy. I could come play. I could be there. Right. I could be there tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
On the way home,
I could save your season.
Exactly. I was there at the game. On the way home, I get a call. Hey, the Niners just are signing Josh Johnson from the. I'm like, what? Like, out of all players, now that's where I'm like, okay, this is where I think the 49ers got caught up. Not necessarily with thinking they have lightning in the bottle. I think it's more so Kyle's ego, the fact that they didn't want to admit that they were wrong about Jimmy Garoppolo. Just a lot of things internally that the 49ers organization was like, we screwed up keeping Jimmy and not getting a legit backup to Trey Lance. I think that's where it went, and they got lucky. Kyle Shanahan got lucky with a quarterback like Brock Purdy that was like, hey, you actually got something good here, man.
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, they went out and traded for Christian McCaffrey. Brock Purdy got put in a situation at the end of last year where, like, dude, 50 quarterbacks could have succeeded in that situation. How do you miss? Checking down is always a great choice for a quarterback on this team. Like, I'm not nothing to take away from Brock Purdy because he did do some high level stuff, but come on, man, he got put in the best situation possible. Phillip Rivers would have looked good, you know. The only one who wouldn't look good is he would have looked amazing, but yeah. Anyway, that's unfortunate that Kyle Shanahan doesn't take the quarterback position. See, to me, his whole thing is I'm trying to win a Super Bowl with an average quarterback. And I don't understand why that's in his mission in life. And I don't understand why he's so intent on building through his defense, man. Like, you're an offensive coach. It's all about defense here on the 49ers. Like, how many defensive players, how many first-round picks? Can't you build an elite offense like Andy Reid does? Andy Reid has a good defense and a great offense, but you're the other way around. I don't understand that. It's so weird to me.
I think it's more so to do with the fact that John Lynch is the guy that is drafting, and John Lynch also wants to, and egoistic, right? Like, I want to be the guy that built this great organization. Well, no, buddy, you're a guy who is behind the scenes. You're a great face of the organization. Let Adam Peters do what he needs to do. Get out of here. Go back to the media. Let Adam Peters do what he needs to do, because that's exactly why Adam Peters stayed, not to be the second guy. It's because Kyle Shanahan wants Adam Peters there for the offensive guys and the defensive guys.
True. Also, I think there's Mike Shanahan in the background. I think Kyle's a lot like him. And if you remember when Mike won his Super Bowls, it wasn't with John Elway throwing the ball 500 million times a season. It was with a great defense and Terrell Davis. So I still think that Kyle thinks that the way to win a Super Bowl is with great defense and a run game. And I would have to disagree. In 2023, they don't let you play defense. It's a penalty to play defense in the NFL in 2020, especially in the playoffs. And running the ball, like, yeah, it's important, but you have to pass the ball a lot and effectively to beat the Chiefs. Otherwise, the Eagles won time of possession. You can't win that way. So anyway, the Niners will try. They'll try.
And I think too, though, if Kyle wants to go back to that old school mentality that his dad did with Terrell Davis, you got to have the running back for it. And to be honest, they don't have the running backs for it. They don't have the physical back. I mean, Jordan Mason's there, but he doesn't want to use them because he's a rookie. He's afraid to use the best players on his team because they're either rookies or, hey, you know what? You didn't do good that practice. You're in the doghouse, Danny Gray. I don't want to use you. I need speed, but no, I'm not going to figure out how to create space for you to use your speed. Just weird behavior.
Yeah. Yeah, some rookies like messed up an assignment in a practice one time, so he can't play, even though whenever he's actually been put in the game, he's produced. That kind of stuff is annoying.